Hey guys, what is happening? Let's see. So I accidentally bumped my my little go live button. But hey, that's awesome. Let's see. Nicole, how you doing? Colin, how you doing? Damn, it's 85. Steve Griffith, awesome. So yeah, I said I was going live at 8. But I accidentally hit the go live. I wanted to get out here early. I tested this out yesterday, and it was working. It was a little pixelated, but not too bad. And then like about 7:45, it just started downpouring, and so I like had one of those SOL. It's like a tarp emergency blanket kind of thing. It's like a heavy duty. And I put that over top, and I think that cut the signal out or something. Like it's got a reflective material. So I think that's what happened last time. But hey, Ed, the British guy, how you doing? Creative Redundancy, good to see you. Yeah, don't tell your boss. All right, I'm not going to call your boss. So look at this. I went live before the fire even got raging. It's working on it. It's going, but it's going to be a little bit. So can you guys hear me all right? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. What is going on? How is everyone doing? Anything exciting happening this week? I'm not sure if I should just keep talking or wait till 8. I know quite a few people were in here last night, and I apologize. I'm like, how do I let them know? And so, like, I did a little post on my. I don't even know if how does that comes across as just another notification for you guys, right? So yeah, so I just did a post on my channel. I saw a couple of you seen that, but then I was like, oh, you know what? I should have logged in and tried to like just leave a message in the chat because I had service. I just didn't have enough to go live. It was like, yeah, it was cutting in and out. So sweet. All right, let's see. But this is my first official live stream from my phone. That's my phone. I got my iPad because then I'm like, how am I going to see the chat? Because I had this cool idea. So you could watch the fire and watch me. I might have to like move over here. Now the smoke's going to follow me here. Ah. Once it gets going, I think it'll be better. Hey, so let me enjoy my fire. I'm going to be right back because I want to boil some water, make some tea, kind of thing. And I hit the go live button before I even got a chance to do that. So I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. I'll check in with you here in a second. All right. This is a much better night to do a live stream anyways. Last night was, it was just kind of rainy on and off, but then like literally as soon as I went to go live, it was like torrential downpour. So, all right. All right, so let's see what's happening. Anything cool going on this week? Just got in from turning soil and grass things. You start getting your garden going, creative? Ed, hilarious. You guys ought to go check in. It's not an outdoor channel, but go check him out. And yeah, he's been a good friend of mine for a long time, and he's been going at this the YouTube thing for quite a while. Moving into your new house, congrats, Kincaid. Colin, how you doing? Is it you like got boxes everywhere, or are you still in the process of like doing some fixing up before you get in there? My days, yeah, just dinking around the house today, working on some church stuff. JG Northwood, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, so I had a little issue sending some stuff to Canada to you. Obviously, we had some correspondence with that. Did you get that? Give me a thumbs up if you got that. I just did the Amazon card in place of the Catadine Be Free filter. So not the only one. Half Pace Outdoor, you and me are fire bros tonight. So anybody else sitting outside enjoying the beautiful weather? It's I think it was warmer yesterday. Cooled off a little bit today. Maybe the rainstorm cooled things down a little bit. It's not bad. But Jason McDaniel's in the house. Good to see you. Angler 2058. Sweet. So Tyler's coming to camp out in the backyard. Hey, I don't want to talk about Tyler behind his back. He's not in here, is he? So if he pops in, you guys can ask him about it. But he had this this pretty cool idea that when we were going on our winter challenge, that he was going to bring his frozen tent. So believe it or not, he has a frozen tent. I don't think it's his. It's probably his daughter's. But and he was going to camp out in that, like do this big like little intro deal with that. I'm gonna move my camera here. Let's see, can you guys still see me at this angle? Of course, the smoke's gonna follow the camera. Why is it the smoke's always following you guys? This is fun. I hope you don't feel like I'm wasting your time because I haven't really talked about anything so far. Let's see. Canoe Hound is in the house. How you doing, Canoe Hound? And Hike with Mike, Quebec. Awesome. Running after my dog. Oh no. Finally got him back. Yeah, that's awesome. At least you got him back. I had a dog growing up that would just take off running. And we were always chasing him down. Come one, Justin. No way, it's awesome. Smoke is a cologne of the wild. Absolutely. I just didn't want, I mean, you can't enjoy the perfume nature, the scent of the smoke. Campfire chats don't have anything. I'm still trying to figure out, hey, Nicholas Green's in the house. Just look for more morels. Sweet. I was out in the woods yesterday looking for a spot for my permanent bushcraft shelter. I think I figured out a spot, but there's a guy that as I was walking back to my car, he stopped up, and I guarantee he had found some morels, and so, but like I walked by and I'm like, hey, how you back? He's like, no luck over here though. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, I think I just saw you picking up some morels a few minutes ago. So I'm gonna fix the framing on this here. Tonight, first time live from mobile. I got the app all set up. I was making sure that it was framed all right, and I hit the go live button, and I'm like, oh no. So that's nice to pull it. Come on, guys, come sit down. Let me see. Is Jason McDaniel in the house? So he was the one who tagged me. He tagged me to share why I started my YouTube channel. So I'll give it a few minutes before I get into that. But I want to talk about that. That's kind of the main reason for going live tonight, just to say hey to you guys. I completely had every intention of starting my new series, starting the filming of my new series yesterday. And I got out in the woods, and I wanted to go. I'm gonna build all of this stuff that I'm planning on building. I'm gonna build it at the location where I'm gonna have my permanent bushcraft set up. And but I went out there and I only had 2 bars of service. And so I did a test live, YouTube live, just unlisted so nobody could see it. I sent the link to my wife, and she said, voice is cutting out, I can't hear you. And so I kind of had to go back to the drawing board. And so then I spent the rest of the afternoon looking for, and I don't think it exists around here, the ideal spot where I could, number one, build my bushcraft shelter. Number two, be close to a lake, right? So I can catch, so I can fish. Number three, have enough service to go live from my phone. And then number four, has to be close enough to my house that I can actually get to it on, more than just every once in a while. And I don't think that spot exists around me. So I found places with good signal so I could go live, but there's no hunting, fishing, or camping. It's basically like a conservation area, and so there's hiking trails and stuff like that. But I can't build anything. I mean, I get fined if I try and cut stuff down and build something permanent there. So then I found another spot that was, I don't know, a couple spots. They just nothing checked all the boxes. So I'm gonna have to just abandon that idea. I think this will be when I want to live stream from the woods, this will be my live stream from the woods spot. It's not super remote. If I'm quiet, you might be able to hear cars in the background every once in a while. Let's see. Can you guys hear cars? So occasionally there's a louder car, or there's a horn that honks or something like that. But so it's not super remote, but this is a great spot, great service. I think the quality of this on my end from my iPad looks amazing. So I'm pretty excited about that you guys can see me out in the woods and we can chat. Did you send the info on the Amazon card yes, I did, via email. Check out your email. Jason McDaniel is in the house. Sweet. Jason tagged me. Want me to share why I got into YouTube. I'll do that. 3 minutes until I'm actually officially supposed to be live. So I'll wait for 3 minutes to start my story, and then we can chat some more. Much better quality tonight. Thanks, babe. I wanted to go live from this. It's this super epic spot. it's on this hill, kind of on top of a ravine. There's a little creek that meanders down in the valley. And I guarantee, well, probably not when I'm live streaming, but like if I'm just sitting out there quiet, I guarantee I'm gonna see deer. So I'm gonna build a sweet bushcrafted shelter, and I'm into hunting too. It's a place where I can hunt, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I think I can use it as like a very elaborate deer blind. You did not get it yet. Oh, I never pushed, I didn't push add to cart. All right, I got to do that. So we'll get that. We'll get you taken care of. I apologize. And everybody else who won at the giveaway the other night, I've got everything boxed up. I'm a little slow. I apologize. It's just, you know, trying to do this plus everything else. And so, but anyways, everything's boxed up. It's going to the mail, going to the post office, UPS tomorrow. And you should get yours. I would say, what is tomorrow? Friday. So, or no, today's Friday, isn't it? So probably Monday, Tuesday-ish. It's a really sweet view. Thanks. This, man, I gotta, the camera nerd in me just has to fix this a little bit. This is kind of fun, guys. Going live from mobile. Whew. I've got this this Gerber. I don't know. As soon as I say this guy's name, somebody's gonna get riled up because you're gonna think he's a fake. But I occasionally buy some of his stuff. I like it. I like his shows. Bear Grylls, and this is off of. It was a canteen. It was a nesting cup for this Bear Grylls Gerber canteen, and it came with a little sling. I think I gave away or got rid of or lost the actual canteen for it. But these little nesting cups I have used. Whew, that's warm. So for like probably, I've had this thing for probably 10 years. Whew. Some of the fire, the wood fell in it. That makes it even better. All right. So that's my version of hot tea out here. It's basically just wood and water. I hit the go live button too soon. I couldn't get tea. I couldn't get anything else. So, all right. I'm doing that already. What you doing? Yeah, they're still closed in Florida. This is private property, so Quebec still has a bunch of snow at her house. Justin, is there anything you always take camping but never use or need? Good question. I can tell you something that I always take out that I very rarely use or need. It's my first aid kit, but I will not, I mean, if I'm going hiking, I mean, there's sometimes I leave it in my, I got one in my car, you know, basic one, but I've gotten to the point now where I know exactly what I need to take. So if I'm going like the extreme winter challenge, I took like an extra set of clothes that I ended up not needing, and I knew that I probably wouldn't need them, but I would need them if I fell in the lake or the river or, you know, whatever over there. So I always have like extra of that when I'm doing like an extreme winter challenge. I'm pretty, like I used to carry, I'll get into this a little bit, I used to carry like everything but the kitchen sink. And then I just got lazy and I didn't want to carry all that stuff. So I just started, number one, I like, what don't I need? And so I just like, then I started just, and there was a few times where like I'm like, oh, the weather's gonna be good, I don't need this. And then the weather turned and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have had that. And so, but you know, now, I mean, it's really, I mean, I do bring things that are weather dependent. You know, if I might bring a tarp to go sleep if I'm staying the night somewhere. But if it's beautiful weather like this, I'm not going to use a tarp. I don't need to. But it's there for an emergency. I've got this, I really like those, I just mentioned it earlier. SOL, Survive Outdoor Longer. The emergency tarp, I think it is. It's got the orange on one side, the reflective on the other side, but it's a little bit heavier of a material. It's a tarp. And when you first pull it out of the package, it reeks. It's like, it's nasty. It'll scare off any critter that wants to come try and attack you at night, for sure. But but you know, so I'll take something like that. And I as much as I tarp camp, I really should invest in a super like ultralight tarp, one of those like real thin ultralight. I've used Tyvek before, and I've used tarp. That's great. Most of the time, like if I go out, just the fly, and I figured out a way, even if you don't bring the footprint, I'll do that in a video one of these days. I just use some bank line, or I mean any kind of line, could be paracord, and you make the shape of the tent, and you put little loops in there, and you don't even need the footprint. So I can just take literally just the poles and the fly, and then I just use pieces of wood for the stakes. Now in Michigan, you walk 10 minutes, or not even 10 minutes, like 10 seconds in any direction, find the woods. And so, you know, so I don't even bother bringing stakes, like tent stakes. Sometimes those SOL tarps, normally, Justin, again, I'm in Michigan, so I can string it between trees. And that's typical. So I just use some bank line. In fact, last night, when I was trying to go live, I had it strung up. There's a couple trees right here, just bank line. And then you've seen a lot of different peg methods, but that all the grommets in that tent, in that SOL thing, they all break off anyways. So I've got like a grommetless hole in the tarp, and so I just folded over the string, stick a peg through it, and it holds it up there. Then I just stick a peg in the ground, and it's borderline too short. I think it's like 4 feet by 6 feet or something. It's enough to get, but if it was gonna like torrential downpour or something, I mean, you could still survive in something like that, but you'd be, you know, curled up. You wouldn't be stretched out. So I would love to get, if there's anybody listening who has connections with like an ultralight tarp company, like I would love one of those ultralight tarps. Like that would be my go-to shelter. I just use the smooth rock pebble method. Yeah, so yeah, this one has pre-built holes, and so you just kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain without showing somebody. Holy cow, be ready today. Thank you so much. This is my first, like, I'm officially monetized for my channel, and so I can do, like, I added the super chat option, right? Anything to make a few bucks. Just kidding. It's all to support my addiction, my habit, and keep bringing stuff to you. Colin, I have an extra ferro rod. Yeah, Creative, you're right. Every time you try and use grommets and you tighten them, you know, to get the tension out, it rips. They rip out, they break. Unless you have a super heavy duty. Oh man, I don't know what happened. It said just when I paid for my first super chat. Who's up there? Colin. Thank you. Thank you much, guys. Is it going? I'm back. Sweet. Yeah, so my phone all of a sudden just said reconnect or something. Weird. I got you a super sticker, but then you buffered. I'm taking your money and I'm going home. Just kidding. All right, so I don't know if you guys all heard Colin Kincaid Outdoors gave me a super chat. Go check out all these guys' channel. Quebec, thank you so much, Mallory. You rock. Back on. Losing signal on the ground. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe it's too low. I don't know. All right, so why did I start my YouTube channel? All right, hey, we're good. We're back. Right? It's looking pretty good. Quality's back. Buffering, slight buffer. All right, well, it looks like it appears to be good on my end. I don't know if something just happened with the cell stuff. All right, so why I got into YouTube, it's a pretty simple story, really. If you watched my class, the kind of survival basics class with Wanderlust, I shared a little bit about it. I want to be careful what I share about it because really, honestly, my motivation for YouTube was pretty selfish at the beginning. But let me back up. So I grew up loving the woods. We didn't have a lot of money as a family, and so we'd go camping. We'd spend time. My mom would like not in a like call child protective services kind of way, but like in a cool like adventure kind of way. She would take us out in the woods and just drop us off in a spot. And now, okay, when we were really young, I mean, she started probably doing this when I was five or six, and she would like lead us out in circles, go all around, like up and down and around a lake, and like. And she would say, okay, now you guys have to find your way back to camp. And like when we were really young, she would stay there with us and like walk, and she'd like, you know, probably give us pointers. And I'm sure we got way more lost, you know, a few times. But so it really like, number one, kind of developed like go play in the woods. We had some woods by our house and we just go play in the woods we didn't have TV. And so like I mean, that's our entertainment. And then like as we got older, we started doing more adventures. We'd go kayaking, or I mean, it was canoeing back in the day. But down, you know, like it was up in like we call it northern Michigan, but it's like the middle of Michigan, like near Baldwin, Muskegon, Ludington, and Manistee. So we go down the Manistee River. We go down the Pine River. The Pine's the fastest flowing river in lower Michigan, lower peninsula, and so we would just do all sorts of stuff like that, and we just, I mean, it was very like varied. Like we'd do like my grandpa was in Boy Scouts, my mom and my grandma were in Girl Scouts, and it was like that's when like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, like, I mean, they just went in the woods like all summer, right? And so yeah, I just grew up loving the woods, and then I worked at a camp. It was a Christian camp called Center Lake Bible Camp. A lot of different roles in there, but like all through high school and into my first couple of years of college, I worked at the camp, and I did like I worked with horses. I grew up with horses, and so I taught basic riding skills to elementary school, middle school kids, and a few high school groups. And we went out on these overnight trail adventures where we'd ride like 100 miles across Michigan on horseback with some of our more experienced campers, and that was like the camp for the week. And so like I did a lot of that, and then we I did some adventure, you know, lifeguarding, adventure stuff, counseling, um, camp counselor, and and he's like, I have this idea, and we went to town. We built this like ice wall at camp, and he bought all this ice climbing gear, and he's like, hey Justin, let's try it out. So I tried. I fell in love with it, and that's what really like pushed me into more remote places, because that's where all the climbs are. I'd go up to the UP Pictured Rocks area, and I'd climb around there. But then I went up into northern Ontario. That was just you know, that. So and that's when like I didn't know anything really about ultralight camping. I knew enough about climbing to get myself in trouble, right? I didn't even know how to like the proper way to place an ice anchor. You know, when I was just top roping all the time, and I'd always have to take somebody with me. And and then I like, oh, hey, I bought some ice screws. Let's just try this out. So I like not try it in a safe environment. I try it like halfway up a waterfall. So I was young and dumb, but I learned more. I mean, that's what you do. You just go out in the woods and you either die or you learn, right? And hopefully you learn and you don't die. But and then so I started doing all these, like after college, I was doing all these odd jobs. Like some of them were pretty steady. Some of them like, oh, I could make a career out of this, but I didn't really want to make a career out of it. And I remember like just going through a real rough time, went through a divorce, and my whole world just kind of flipped upside down. And so I literally was ready I had my bags packed. I was ready to go to Alaska. And I literally was just going to go do like, what's that movie? Into the Wild, that guy with a magic school bus, right? And I probably would still be up there like my bones. But that was my thing. And then like I had all the stuff in my car. I was ready to leave. And I'm like, I can't do that to my kids. I can't. I had 2 daughters. They were real young at the time. And I was at a point where like I couldn't even see them, right? And so I was just like, well, there's no point in sticking around. But I'm like, I can't guarantee I'll be the best father, but I just want to be there. You know, I want to be around. And so I stuck around, and I was doing all these little different odds and end job. And a friend of mine got married, and they're like, hey, we'd like to have somebody do a video for our wedding. And so I'm like, yeah, that's I'll do it. I found a video camera, and of course I didn't like just the way I approach things. I don't just partly do it. Like I'm like, how do I make this as professional as I possibly can? I got 2 cameras. I had 2 camera angles, and I went to town like afterwards editing it all and stuff. The audio wasn't the greatest, but they got it back and they were just blown away, and they're like, you should do this for a living. Yeah, right, I can't do this. Who can make money making videos? And but I was in a really desperate spot, so I'm like, well, I'll just throw my name out there. So I started putting my name on these wedding sites, and I was just charging less money to make videos than anybody else. And so I got a bunch of contracts, and I probably didn't. Some people probably weren't happy with the quality, but you get what you pay for, right? And I just slowly got better and better. So started this business. It's called mylifeinamovie.com, and it was just, you know, all these weddings, special occasion, event, anniversary, quinceañeras. I was doing all that, and then we had some friends that came in and became second shooters. We opened it up from video to photography, and so they were way more talented than me. I would just like copy creativity and just like figure out the technical aspect of how to do it, and they like are artists, right? They're that kind of people. So then I decided to get out of that. I mean, we were making like a decent, like I had a part-time job plus this, and I was making it, right? I was making it, and but then I decided to start the church here, and I'm like, I can't do everything all at the same time, so I'm just going to get rid of all my camera gear. And I'm like looking at these guys thinking, wait a minute, they've got talent. Like maybe I could just bring them on as partners and then I could just be the silent partner and then make all this money not doing anything. And so we changed the name of the company. Instead of My Life in a Movie, it became Rhino Media Productions. Rhino Media is still around, and it is the premier video production company, I'd say, in Michigan, if not in the Midwest, and just phenomenal. And their quality, the work, you should go check out Rhino Media Productions, rhinomedia.com. And but those guys, I mean, Kevin and Dan took it, brought in some other people. I don't know, there's like 20 people probably working there now. And so anyways, that's my story. That's like how I get into filming. So that's like a long story of how I got into camping and how I got into filming. And so then many of you guys might be aware, fellow church planner, oh, be ready, you're church planner, awesome. So, would a teacher call me during the live? Why would a teacher call me? I don't know. Yeah, so that's how I got into outdoor stuff. That's how I got into video. How did they merge? So some of you guys may have heard of a show. I'm not going to say the name of it, but I will tell you it's one of those reality TV shows that where you just go out and you see how long you can survive. And I can tell you it's on the History Channel. And so I was, I really wanted to be a part of this. And so I put in, I submitted, and then I'm like watching, every season they have this like video thing they put together. So I put this video thing together, and I actually shared that at my last, if you go back at the class, the Survival 101, or beginning survival class with Wanderlust, I showed the video that I submitted for this show. I got selected, and we went to a place, all of us, everybody they selected, and we did some survival assessment and all that kind of stuff. And they brought a number of people, they picked half. I was not one of the half that was chosen. But when I was there, I like had people tell me like, you're a shoo-in. And I was like, I went into that whole experience just super nervous, because I go out in the woods and I survive and I have fun and I thrive and I feel like I could, do what it takes, but I've never been in a group of people that are all like that, right? That are like all over the top crazy. And so I was a little bit insecure. I'll tell you what, I met some incredible friends through that experience that I still keep in touch with today. And it was just phenomenal. And I was told like, hey, you remind us of the guy who won season 3. And so like, and I thought like, to me, I thought that was a good thing. And then I realized like at the end when they didn't pick me, that wasn't a good thing. They want new, they don't want a reflection of, somebody else. And so like, but they also said like, you just, I wasn't, nobody recommended me or anything like that. And so they just, they're like, we just get more content out. Like we might be, we like look at you for a future season, but like just get some more stuff out online. So that is how long did that take? 24 minutes of how I got into YouTube, because I'm like, well, I'm going to get some stuff out. I'm going to throw it all on YouTube. And so I had some older adventures that I started with that I had filmed, but I had never like posted. First videos on my channel are those adventures. I just had a little GoPro and went out with my daughter. We filmed it, and then I just put all that stuff content when my channel first started, because I didn't decide to do YouTube right away. I just decided to do YouTube after I had all this footage together. And so, so yeah, I seriously, I mean, if you look at the history of my YouTube channel, it's been here since 2017, but I might have like posted a dinky video that I made private, since then, but like really a year, I think February of 2019 is when I officially, I think, made that decision like, hey, I'm gonna put this stuff on YouTube. And then all last year I had some good content. I wasn't excited about all of it, but it was just stuff to have consistency to get out there, and so yeah. So now I've slowly been, you know, like I had the video production company. I had all this like high-end professional gear, but I ended up, long story short, I sold the company to these guys, and so I no longer own any interest in it. But that they just still good friends of mine and stuff. But so I got rid of all the gear, and then I just, you know, I bought a cheap $30 action camera, and that's what I started filming with. And I use my phone. Most of my videos are shot with my phone, and then I upgraded. I had a Canon SL1 that I used for a few things earlier on, and then now I've got my Canon M50 that I use a lot. But I still, like, most of the time, like, if you look at the shots on my channel, and if they are like shallow depth of field, blurry background, I'm probably shooting it on my Canon M50. But and I've got a 50mm lens, I got a 24mm lens, both just, you know, the nifty 50 1.8 and the 2.8 24mm. So if it doesn't have shallow depth of field in the shot, then I'm probably filming it with my phone, just run and gun style. It's pretty cool. So everybody, like, occasionally I'll ask, like, hey, what kind of equipment do you use? I might want to upgrade. Don't upgrade your equipment. Like, you don't have, I mean, if you got a phone that has decent video, like, make sure your audio is good, and then go from there. All right, let me look at some questions, and then I'll get into the cool part about YouTube, because that was my motivation for getting in YouTube. But then I last November, if you go back to my channel, I didn't post anything like November, December, and I was about ready to just kind of throw in the towel, and I'll tell you why I didn't. Let's go back here. How much did I miss? Really awesome. Hey, thanks so much for the encouragement. You guys are so encouraging. Oh, Kincaid is an art. I didn't know, Colin, you're an archery instructor. That's awesome. So hey, Foxit, Cliff, I'm like semi-ambidextrous as well. I'm naturally left-handed, but in sports, all my coaches taught me everything right-handed. And I think it was just because I was too, like, goofy in school. Like, I just had no skill sport related. So they're like, are you left-handed or right-handed? I didn't know. I was equally bad with both hands. So they taught me right-handed stuff. So now, like, I'm stronger with my right hand because I do a lot of stuff right-handed, but I'm more accurate with my left hand. So my bow, I've got a primitive bow. If you go back and watch my bow fishing video, there's a couple of videos where I'm using my bow on YouTube, but if you go back, it's a left-handed bow, because it's just more natural. I don't know. So I feel like I can be more accurate with that. So that's kind of cool. Fellow bro here, left-handed. Left-handed, I have partial, but only for some things. Bow is not one of them. I actually, growing up, I shot a right-handed bow, and it wasn't until I got and it was because I got a great deal on the recurve that that I went to left-hand, and it's just, so that's what I've been shooting for the last. So I can shoot a right-handed bow. It just, like, if I go back and forth, it messes me. It just really messes me up. I gotta consistently do one or the other. It's like when I shoot free throws, left or right-handed. I can do both, but it messes me up if I just constantly am switching back and forth. Your past is what makes your future. If someone judges you in your past, they're not worth being in your future. Well said, Brian. I mean, I'm the kind of guy I want people to like me, right? So I probably tend to go more on that end, but yeah, you're right. So, Senior Master Barebow Division at the Iowa Games last year. Sweet. I came in like 10th place out of 10 in my last archery competition, just at the Rod and Gun Club here in town. So but I was going up against like, it was just like archery. And so I was going, thanks so much. I feel like I ramble most of the time. Jace McDaniel says, very interesting story on how you got into YouTube. Yeah, so essentially YouTube was just merging of a couple of my favorite things. So I love video stuff and I love getting out in the woods, and I realized, this can be to my advantage. And that's what really, that's what really drew me to the show. And that's why because I know that I could produce some good content because I have a background in video production, and I'm crazy and I can get out in the woods, and I think I can, and after being in that scenario, I don't want to sound cocky, but I want to, like, I feel if I were to go into into that scenario again, I would feel very confident that I could put my skills up against it. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, or that they're, like, yeah, I just, everybody who was there could have made it on the show. And that's what I walked away with is them not picking me was not, it had nothing to do with my skills. And so like I took a lot of just hope, with that or whatever. But so, but I'll be honest, I struggled with it because then it was like, I'm competitive and I don't want to lose. And I feel like if I could get on there, I could win, but I don't even have an opportunity to compete. And so now that's my competition, right? And so then I went through about a year where, so this is a couple of years ago, so I'm probably past any NDAs and stuff like that. I wouldn't, if they approached me and said, hey, we'd like to talk with you about a future opportunity, I probably wouldn't say no, but I'm to the point where I'm not gonna pursue it like intentionally, because I spent a year just like that was a thing, and they kind of dangle the carrot in front of you saying, we're not gonna choose you this time, but maybe next time, right? And so then I spent a whole year trying to prove to them that I can do it next time, and then they didn't choose me the next time, and I'm just like, I was so consumed by being where I wasn't that I wasn't happy where I was. Does that make sense? And so, I have a great family, I have a great job, I love my wife, I love my kids, I love my life right now, and I'm able to have the flexibility and do all sorts of crazy stuff and bring you some adventures. And I love it, and I'm like, I got to a point where I'm like, why am I not happy with this? Because it's just, it's great. And it's because like, there's I've heard it illustrated like this. It's like comparison is a trap, right? It's like a comparison trap, and you get in there and like the grass is always greener on the other side, right? To use an old saying, but it's really just a bunch of weeds, but it looks greener, right? Or it's like, it may not be any better than what it is right here. So I think we all struggle with that at different seasons in our life to a different degree, and that's really kind of where I was. So Fox It Outdoors, 20 bucks. Thank you so much, man. Wow. Man, you guys are easy to follow. I appreciate it, Brian. Great style to keep everyone interested. I shared this last live stream, but I'm glad you guys like it. There's some people who don't. I'm never going to please everybody. I'm just going to do my thing, and hopefully there's somebody that enjoys it as much as I do. I go back and watch. By the time you watch one of my videos, like, because I want to make sure that I have it all, like there's no problems with it, or I didn't like forget something, or didn't take something out that I should have taken out, or edited it properly. I've watched it literally probably like 5 times before it airs, and then I watch it live when I premiere it. So maybe what's basketball? Go look up. Hey, there's a cool documentary out right now. It's about the last dance. It's the Bulls' second three-peat and the last opportunity. You guys should check it out. I'm a basketball nerd. I was going to grow up and play in the NBA someday. Yeah, Colin, I saw that. I said it, but it was in the middle of the buffering. Thank you so much for the super chat or sticker, or I don't know, what's the official term with these? Yeah, so I did say it. I did notice it, but I apologize that happened like right as I started buffering. All right, I'm all caught up. Can't forget to do things in French. Yeah, I've actually watched a couple of Mallory's videos in French, not because I can speak French, but because I just like, I want to, you know, just really support her channel and stuff. And it's funny how, like, even though you can't understand somebody, you can understand them, right? It's kind of cool. So let me wrap up my story, because I got into YouTube, merging my video production and my outdoor skills. But then, like, I got to a point like last fall where I'm like, you know, it was that like, I'm not happy where I am because I just want to be somewhere else doing something else because I didn't win in this competition. And so I was just like, you know what, I need to stop focusing so much on this. I just need to, like, just enjoy my life. And so I was going to give it up. And then on Christmas Eve or Christmas night, we went up to my grandparents. We stayed the night at my grandparents. And anyways, I like, so Tyler Wood Bushcraft was doing a live stream. I don't even know, well, I found his channel because he was moderating for Fowler or Greg Ovens, one of those. Like, I would just hop on. I just started getting to a point where I'd hop on and just see who was in there. I think I probably connected with some of you guys if you watch Fowler's Maker Any Mischief or Greg Ovens, you know, or Joe Robinette. And I just was, you know, every once in a while I'll get in there. If they're going live or they're doing a premiere, just see who else is in there, and then I'll subscribe to their channel. And I was just like originally subscribing to their channel, hoping that they would subscribe to mine, right? Or they would notice me. And so, like, I was just doing that. That's how I found Tyler. Well, then Christmas, I think it was Christmas night, he did a live stream, and he shared, it was one of those where he'd post and then he removed it afterwards. But we started talking. I'm like, dude, this guy's pretty cool. And they're doing this Extreme Winter Challenge. I was planning on going out by myself and doing an Extreme Winter Challenge. So I just emailed him, and he's sitting there doing his live stream, reading the email, but he didn't say my name, but he was reading the email on there, and he's like, oh, this is cool. And so then we just started talking, and he and Mark and a few of us started talking about the Winter Challenge, and they said, hey, why don't you join us? And I got to give a shout out. I was going to do this on my 1,000 subscriber giveaway night, but I totally forgot, and he wasn't in there. And oh, he's in here now. Tyler's in the house. So I need to give a shout out to Tyler, because he kept saying that by the end of the Winter Challenge, we'll get you to 1,000 subscribers. Now, here's the thing. I was like excited about more subscribers. I want to get to 1,000, right? I want to hit the next benchmark. But it's not all about just getting to subscribers. And so I was like, oh, hey, thank you so much. And that was nice. And but sure enough, he and Mark and you guys all, like, I mean, I would not be where I am now. And so that's where I was going with this, with the rest of the story, is that's why I'm still doing YouTube. Because if it was just me trying to make a name for myself and get on this other, you know, show or have this other adventure, and then it was just like working to try and get more subscribers and stuff, like, I don't know if I'd still be doing it. But then when I met Tyler, I met you, and I met this community of people, and it started branching off. And now, like, I mean, I feel like I'm part of the Wood Squad, but you guys were talking the other day, like, we're part of the Waypoint Squad, or whatever you want to call it. Not the Waypointers, or not, like, reminds me of a dog. No offense. I hope nobody was offended when I said that, like a pointer. Like, I don't know if I like it, but you guys can call yourself whatever you want. But no, it's like the community of people is why I'm still doing it, because it was just a lot of work before. And I would film, like, you guys see my stuff. I put a lot of time and effort and energy, and 20 people, like over like a month, I get 20 views on a video. I'm like, is that worth it? Like, why am I like polishing this up? Like, I'm still gonna film stuff, but why am I taking the time to polish it up and make it awesome when nobody's watching it? And so, but now I throw something on here, and there's like, I mean, my winter series, my winter challenge stuff, like, it just makes you want to film and like even do better and more and be more creative, because there's actually people appreciating it. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm still here. It went from a selfish, like, I'm doing this so that I can actually have the adventure that I really want, to realizing like, hey, I think this really is my adventure. And it's not about fame and fortune, but it's about community. And I feel like I'm developing, I've got close friends that live nearby, but I feel like I'm developing friendships with people that are distant. Like, we're all over the United States, all over North America. There's some people across the pond, over in Germany, just all over the world, literally, that are watching, and I'm able to just engage with, and you guys rock. Be ready. $2 more. Thank you so much. Man, just in case you don't already know, everybody here, it's awesome, truly beautiful people. I agree 100%. The community of people on YouTube, and so I was talking with a couple other guys. They're like, hey, so how'd you grow your channel? Is it because of the equipment you bought? Is it because of, like, should I upgrade my equipment? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I'm like, it's about community. It's about building friendships. It's about building connection. And I don't, it should be back up and going shortly. And you guys can't see it. So, all right. Yeah, so anyways, I don't, that's all I have to say. I mean, I've rambled for like an hour. So what else you guys want to talk about? Get a carpet back. You're talking, did a little date night thing, and we did axe throwing. My wife got into it. Our friends from church got into it. It was pretty awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out the Fireside Chat. It looks like I still have a few little kinks to work out and figure out, like, why it's, I mean, it's probably just the signal in and out a little bit. But I mean, when it's in, oh, hey, look at this. Ah, yeah. Beautiful. So when the signal's working, it's pretty clear. I mean, at least on my end, it looks pretty clear. I could honestly, oh, wood point is cool. Daylight again. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's getting dark. No, my phone battery's fine. I got plenty of battery. It's not my battery at all. It's the signal going in and out. And I think it's like, so I'll figure it out, guys. I think this location's gonna work for more live streams, but it's yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the woods, right? So maybe the branch just moves in a certain way, and then I can't. So yeah, all right. Well, hey guys, 20. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to make it up to Quebec. You like a friend that works archery. So I have this cool idea, guys. I am looking for a place to go for like a a real primitive style week-long adventure. I don't know if it'd be summer or fall, and it really kind of depends. Everything's kind of up in the air. And so I'm going to be putting some thought to that. But so next series I'm going to post up is this. So I've been changing the name of it, but the concept is the same. But I chose a name, and I like Googled it just to make sure, just see what else was up there, and I'm like, oh, somebody already did that, so I can't do that. So I'm gonna do a series called Survive and Thrive, right? Survive and Thrive, and it's gonna be like bushcraft projects, like different bushcraft projects. And so the first one is fish for dinner, and so I'm not just gonna like. I know I could do like a survival, you know, just a hobo reel, or just drop a line in, catch a fish that way. But, oh, I was out walking. I saw 2 giant steelhead in this creek. I probably, like, if I would have like taken some time, I probably could have just pulled them out with my hand. They were in real shallow water. Anyways, I could just go like real quick. No, like I want to go like elaborate, like kind of extreme bushcraft. Survive and thrive. So like I'll be doing another variation, version 3 of my bushcraft rod and reel, and be making a whole bunch of other stuff in order to actually catch fish. So season 1, I don't know if it'll be maybe 4 episodes roughly, but I'm excited about that. So that's the next series, and I'll start getting some little promo things out, but it's probably going to be a couple weeks before the first episode airs. So I'm looking forward to it. I might post some other content that I have in the vault if I have a chance before that series airs. But that's the next big series, the Survive and Thrive series. So Tyler Wood, thanks so much for stopping in, man. I owe so much to you, because of just your kindness and generosity, and Mark and everybody in here. So I would not be where I'm at without you guys. You're why I'm doing it. And so thank you so much for being just awesome, super supportive community. And we'll be back at you pretty soon with a new video. So adios, guys. Thanks so much for checking out my live stream tonight.